Hello there, welcome to another Eldritch Moon Shadows over Innistrad draft here. We are about to start, so let's see what we get. Alright, so here we go. Oh well, now this is a pack, isn't it? I guess, like, I mean, obviously the best cards here are the Spell Queller, the Bruna, and the Murder. Uh, I'm gonna take the Spell Queller, even though that puts me into two colors, First, because it's a rare that's mildly expensive, but that's not the main reason. Uh, it's cheaper than Bruna, and Murder on a vacuum may be the best card here in the pack. But I have been avoiding black in this format. I don't like it much. Whereas white blue flyers is something that I am always happy to get. So getting the Spell Queller then hopefully something like the Dawn or the Ironclad Slayer make it back for me here. I mean, if this made it back, I'd be super happy, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Alright, some cool cards here. Ooh, Permeating Mass. It's an interesting one. But the card that I'm looking to get here is Blast Alliance. It's a removal spell. Pretty good one at that, and a versatile card. Other than that, we have a Spontaneous Mutation, which is a great card, but I like it more in the blue-red spells decks because those decks tend to fill your graveyard pretty quickly. Sorry. There's the Steadfast Cathar, which is okay. Ingenious Cab is okay. Lone Rider, that's Desperate Sentry. I mean, loads of stuff here that could make it back for us. Hopefully Desperate Sentry. I really like this card, especially with the blue emerge spells. But I guess that's it. Taking a Blessed Alliance here. And here I'm taking the Choking Restraints. And, I have to say, these packs are awesome. All awesome. I've played with this card a bunch here, and I really do like it. Especially because I really do like green in this format. Campaign of Vengeance, I haven't played with it, but it always, seems awesome to me. The reason why I haven't played it is that I tend to not be white-black much, but it's a great card. Honor that is a card that I like, one of the cards that can definitely push me into black, along with, Murder, which we opened but didn't take. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna take the Choking Restraints, a great removal spell, helps with Delirium, albeit for a hefty cost, but it does. So yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Alright, here, I guess my two options are Sigardian Priest or Fiendbinder. I think if I'm going to be a blue-white deck dedicated to flyers, the Priest should be better than the Fiendbinder because, I don't think my creatures are gonna get blocked all that much if I get a bunch of flying spirits. Still a great card, still would definitely play it in this deck, but I think I like the Guardian Priest more. Especially because most cards that can block flyers, meaning other flyers or creatures with reach, they are not human, so this will come in quite handy. Alright. Here have some options. Sadly, not taking this. Not taking the rare. Here, I guess my options are either the Guardian of Pilgrims or the Faithbearer Paladin. The Guardian is a spirit which should be okay if we get a few Spirit Matters cards. But I think I like the Paladin better. Not entirely sure, but I think I'm taking the Paladin here. There's a Convolute, which would be an okay pick here if we hadn't gotten these white creatures. But yeah, let's take the Paladin then. Alright, a super late Blessed Alliance. There's an Thief too, but I think I'd rather have a Blast Alliance. There's also a Spectral Reserves, which we want, but will not get right now. Alright, here we got Fortune's Favor, which has been working for me, in Laboratory Brutes. Both of them are cards that put stuff in our graveyard, which can be quite beneficial with some cards. I mean, Lab Root is especially good with this one card here, I found. But I think I'm gonna take the Lab Root here. It's a decent body, and it's a 4 mana spell, which we didn't have any so far. Here I'm taking the Extricator of Sin. It helps us get to Delirium by sacking an extra land if we need to. And once we reach Delirium, it becomes quite formidable indeed. So I think it's better than the Cultist, even though I want to have something like the Cultist to sacrifice for the Extricator of Sin. Alright, speaking of which, here's a Cultist. And here's an Ironclad Slayer. The Slayer is quite good, especially if we have a couple of choking restraints. But I think here I'm gonna go ahead and take an Exultant Cultist. I think I tend to like the Slayer better, I think. But this guy can be sacrificed more effectively to cards like the Extricator and the blue Emerge cards. Alright, Spontaneous Mutation made it back, and I'm quite happy about that. Because, by this point I do have a few instants, and I do have this card to help me with it. So let's take the mutation. Alright, Displace is not the best spell, I don't think. Repel the Abominable is also not something that I'm, that thrilled about, but I think I'm gonna take it. As a sideboard card, I'd rather have that than the Displace. Lupine Prototype, I do know that some players do like playing with it. I don't, but I'm gonna take it here as a hate draft. And a Convolute. Alright. Okay, so this was a decent first pack. Let's see what pack 2 holds for us. Alright, and here we are. The answer apparently is Subjugator Angel. Since I did not get a lot of flyers, I'm not looking at this deck here right now as a spirit deck. The only spirit is actually this guy. So I think I'm gonna take this Subjugator Angel. It's a great card to deliver those final points of damage to your opponent when you are an aggressive deck, and I'm looking to be aggressive here. That's what I'm gonna take. There's a Chilling Grasp, which is a great card too. Although, Madness makes it better, and I don't foresee myself having a lot of Madness enablers here. So I just would rather have a Subjugator Angel, I think. Alright, here's a Desperate Sentry, which is a card that I really like. There's a Scour the Laboratory, which is also great. Aside from that, there's another Spontaneous Mutation, but I'm not taking it here, especially because since the other one made it back, I got the other one pretty late. Maybe this will make it back too. So yeah, let's take a Desperate Sentry, I think. Or do we take the Scour? I'm not sure. I mean, at this point, I'm not likely to get a lot of Emerge cards, right? Whereas the Delirium should be quite nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Scour. But I could get in the last pack something like the Angelic Purge, and this thing is perfect with Angelic Purge. Oh well, hopefully I get another one. I just feel like drawing cards today. Alright, the good news is that we got past an Extricator of Sin, which, I mean, not the good news, the bad news, which is a card that would have liked the other card, not this one. But here, let's see. I could take a Spectral Reserves. There's this Emerge guy, but I don't really want to splash for it here. Stitcher's Graft is an quite insane card if you have creatures with vigilance or the one, the True Face Sensor, I think it is, the artifact from Shadows of Innistrad that gives your creature vigilance. But I'm not looking to take it here really. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take these Spectral Reserves, more for a reason of mana cost here, thanks to my mana curve. Makes flyers, yeah, it's a card that I enjoy. Alright, here we haven't gotten much. There's a Campaign of Vengeance, there's a Staff, there's a Fog Walker, there's a Turn Aside, which is a fine sideboard card, but I don't really want to waste my fourth pick on pack 2 on it. I think I'm going to take this Staff, just because like there are a few, at least one Equipment Matters card that I could open in Shadows of Innistrad, and that is the 4 mana 3/3 guy. I can't recall its name. The one that transforms when it's equipped. So I think it's okay taking the Staff here, even though it's not a card that I love or anything. But I think it's still better than a Fog Walker. I'm not a fan of Fog Walker. Wow. Ruthless Disposal. There's an Identity Theft. And there's a Fog Walker. Take inventory. I think I'm gonna take the Identity Theft, a thief, Identity Thief here. Not because I think it's a great card, but you know, it can act like a sort of the white tapper, right? The white guy that taps stuff and it attacks, because you can exile one of your opponent's creatures. Gotta keep an eye out for this thing because this can be pretty. Oops, can be pretty good too. And there's a prey upon too. But oh well. Let's take the another one. That's the card that I was talking about, a Fiend Binder. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a Courageous Outrider. Uh, Courageous Outrider is quite hefty for its mana cost, the 4 mana 3/4, and the ability can be pretty good too. I mean, we have a bunch of humans, right? Oh no, the guy's a shapeshifter, not a human. This is a zombie. Alright, this is a human. Yeah, no, well, not many humans. So maybe we should just go ahead and take a Fiend Binder. I'm not sure. Yeah, taking the Fiend Binder here, I think. I really do like the Fiend Binder in decks such as this one. And there's another one. I like it better than I like the Guise of the Lonely Vigil. So yeah, if we take this one here, we'll have two Fiend Binders and a pseudo Fiend Binder. So that's fine with me. All right, here there's a Fog Walker. We could take it just in case we need it. It's a Spirit too, which helps with some tribal interactions. Alright, here I'm taking the Iron Rights Cleansing just to have a sideboard option against, artifacts and enchantments. Another one here should be okay. Well, I don't really need this Laboratory Brute, so I'm just gonna take inventory because maybe the other one is coming back too. Probably not. Can't even remember which pack it was. I think it was the next one. Shall see. Turn aside the fine sideboard option. Yeah, let's take the gift and contingency plan. All right. So let's see what awaits us inside the Shadows of Innistrad pack. I guess like the guy that I did not take, the one that returns an aura from your graveyard to your hand, it would be good for us to thanks to the spontaneous mutation because we could just mill it with something like the Laboratory Brute, or our opponents could end up sacrificing the creature we enchant, so the mutation would go to our graveyard. But well, I still think the Scour should be pretty good for us. Okay. I think I'm gonna take an ongoing investigation, even though I'm not sure whether I'll be able to activate the green ability. But for an aggressive deck, being able to, especially an aggressive deck with so many tappers like we have so far, being able to investigate on combat damage should be pretty awesome because it will keep us from running out of gas. There's also a Thrabening Spectre, which is a card that I would definitely like to see here on the way back, although I don't think it's gonna come. And that's about it. It's the only other card here that I want for my deck. Open the Armory could work, but I'd rather not play it, generally. Usually you'll get a deck with, three Choking Restraints, and, then the Open the Armory is good. You can fetch equipment too, so if we have some sort of awesome equipment here from the next picks, we could use it if it makes it back. But right now I'm going to take an ongoing investigation. Okay, this is a great pack, by the way. There's a Fiery Temper, which we sadly can take. There's a Incorrigible Youths, all cards that I, did this one, all cards that I liked to play in triple shadows because I, was a fan of the vampires slash madness decks. Here we have a few options. We can take the Apothecary Geist, or we can take the Sleep Paralysis, and I'm more inclined to take the Sleep Paralysis because it's a removal spell, and it is an aura. If the Open the Armory makes it back and we end up taking it, which I think is going to happen, there's something else here for us to find. So let's go ahead and take the Sleep Paralysis. Holy man, this thing came as a third pick. So yeah, people really are not playing white. There's a True Face Sensor too, but always watching is always watching. By the way, people responsible for Magic Online, what the hell happened to the font here? Pretty weird. See that big space between the first line of text and the equip? That's pretty ugly. But hopefully they fix it soon. But oh well, cannot complain about an always watching, can we? And I guess we're gonna complain about a True Faith Sensor. We could take a Town Gossip Monger too, couldn't we? Especially because it combos with the always watching. You can attack with Vigilance and afterwards tap with another Vigilant creature to transform it. But I guess the sensor should be quite good for us here. Let's go ahead and take it. Okay, there's a Moorland Drifter, which is nice. There's an Inspiring Captain, which is nice. Militant Inquisitor is good too, but I foresee myself only playing one equipment here. Don't think I'm gonna play this thing. Not sure. I think I'm gonna take a Moorland Drifter. I'm not sure. I guess the Inspiring Captain can be pretty good with stuff like reserves, and once we are tapping their guys with Fiend Binders and exiling them on attack with Identity Theft, Thief, the Inspiring Captain becomes quite a good card. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take it. All right. There's a catalog which I'm not sure if I'm gonna play. There's a Pyrehound, which is quite good in the right deck. There's a Nahiri's Machinations, which can be insane. And in our deck, if we were, red white, it would be insane. Red white with stuff like Fiend Binder attacking and tapping their guys, and the Fiend Binder would even be indestructible, so blocking would be quite the losing proposition for them. So I could take a catalog, I think. Not willing to play the Nahiri's Machinations without red in my deck, so there's an Illuminator, which is a flyer. We don't have a lot of of clue making here, of investigation going on. We could, with the ongoing investigation, it's obviously great. I think I'd rather have the Illuminator. It's a fine early blocker than a Press for Answers here. So, although obviously the Press for Answers works well with the Illuminator, but yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Okay, here we get a press for answers. There's a remaining voice triple A too. We got a press for answers here, but there's also a nagging thought. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a press for answers. Not sure if I'm gonna play it on my main deck. I guess we shall see. Open the armory, made it back. There's a weaker witch, which it's not a great card or anything, but it does help with delirium, which we want to reach here. But I think I'm gonna take the open the armory. I don't think I'm gonna play it on the main deck at this point, but alright, there's this card and this card, which are both nice defensive bodies for my sideboard. I think I would rather have the Inquisitor's Axe. Vessel of Ephemera is a card that I truly hate. I hate it. I think it's way too expensive, even if, it is an enchantment that makes tokens uh, and goes to the graveyard for, helping us with Delirium, but I don't like it. I think I'm going to take the Lamp Lighter. Alright, Hope Against Hope is not a card that I'm going to play likely, but alright. So this is our pool. Ooh, it's a super late Macabre Walls. So let's see how we build this. Alright, so these are the 23 that I think I'm going to play. We Our creature count is a bit low, although it's not 12, it's 13 because it's not counting the spectral reserves. But we do have a lot of removal. We have this, we have two of these, we have this, we have this, and we even have temporary removal such as the press for instance. So yeah, I like this. I like where this is going here. The ongoing investigation is, even though I'm not gonna play green because I didn't, I didn't manage to get a dual land, white green or blue green, but it's still quite good. I think just for the first ability in a deck such as ours that's looking to attack with a few flyers and a few cards that are hard to block. So yeah, let's sort by color. And I'm guessing it's going to be a 9-8 in favor of planes. He's going to probably tell me to play a 10-7, but I think 9-8 should be okay. We do have a few double blue cards here. No, it's telling me to play 9-8, so that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's see how we fare here.